the love while I'm here. This ain't no sweat, these my tears.
Shit I don't speak on. How the streets left me in the frenzy and my dad's side of the family turned against me. Shit I don't speak on. The week my daughter was born, I cried because my baby mama almost died. Shit I don't speak on. Friends switched up on me so fast after all the times I gave them all I had. Moral of the story, I use my problems and cope with them. I'm a Libra, I take my tears and I jump rope with them. Wish Nell was alive, I used to sit and smoke with him. Lives left me too quick, I wish I could've smoked with him. Wish I had a little more time to joke with him. If you ever say you smoking on them, you joining them. I'm from Simons, 2020 I shed some tears. We lost Lil Tyler, Chai, and Boo Boo in 1 year. And I'm sorry, if you ain't urban, I can't feel you. Social media, YouTube, and the Reddit could kill you. This rap shit, I ain't doing features with niggas, and I don't wanna be your friend, so I ain't speaking to niggas. As far as Ranshaw, nope, I ain't beefing with niggas. Pussy jealous of me, cause I'm not weak like these niggas. I'm leaving these niggas, it's time I get even on niggas. Big time he poppin' shit, I ain't screaming on niggas. And the circle tighter, I'm talking friends and fam. So when you see me, don't ask me about snake ass sand.
You see these tracks from my tears, I've been doing this for years. Lost some friends, lost some family, fuck the money, fuck the bitch. Give me my flowers while I'm here, I want the whole dozen. I survived another year, you thought that I wouldn't. Gang up just for the love, not a funeral. Cross back to do a show and not a burial. Show me the love while I'm here. This ain't no sweat, these my tears. Oh, my tears, my tears. Oh no, no sweat, my tears. Oh yeah.
Welcome back to the good, the bad, the real. It's all here at King Status Podcast. Gotta do it like a commercial, baby, because this is how I'm coming in. You can call me, some people may call me Millie, may see them refer to me to my government name, but you can call me Mr. More the King. It's like, nah, thank you. Man. Oh, my bad. Cool. Nah, welcome back, y'all. Thank you for coming into the King Status Podcast and all that. Jay, don't cut that, because I'm being like, that was me opening up. Look at my boy. I'm here with my boys.
EdBuck LC, man.
Jay do say.
There you go.
He ain't gonna stop, so I just gotta embrace it.
So myself. That's why I say. See, look, and I did that purposely. I was like, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves.
No, the bit was I'm about to share. You're gonna get into it, but
that's my man.
I took this pick and immediately thought about you because it was like, yo,
my man Jay. If I do say so myself, and y'all will really understand. Like, if you hung around them, went out with them enough. Show the camera that one.
Mr. Duce himself.
Mr. Duce, but
if I do say so, flew down myself.
I was sick dog, though. And if he don't got the do say so myself, he's
cut.
I ain't. What happened?
Nah, never mind.
Threw me right off. I'm like, huh? If you don't say
it's all good.
Well, you do say so. So I'm like, what are you getting to? I'm trying. I'm listening. Like,
Nah, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all fellas for still being here again. We all blessed to see another day and be here with each other and be able to appreciate each other and hang out, kicking and all that stuff. How y'all feeling?
Easy, man. You know.
Man, I'm getting through it, but we working. That's it.
Well, you just came back from Cancun. How was it?
Man, it was a time. A time was had, man. Time was had, but it's also like it's treacherous out there, motherfucker. Like, you gotta keep your head up. Yeah. I saw. I think these like I should say European people, but like not really like Middle Eastern European looking people. And it was this drunk Spanish guy. Now, we had this, like, I got good in with the one boys that run the hookah spot, so he always kept our section. And, like, whenever shit got weird, because we was on the strip on it, because it was funner to be out mingling with the people than to be in the packed club. Mm-hmm. So we on the strip with it, and he would, like, always stand in front of our joint whenever it seemed like some shit might go down. So 2 sections. So first, Buddy, like, trying to get an RT pushing back, yo, you drunk? And Buddy's like, so the Europeans / Middle Eastern people were, like, turned up, like, 2 bottles, 1942. They hyped. These people from Houston was there. They was giving people the mic randomly in the crowd. So like they would come like, yo, you got a second, you want a mic, you want to talk your shit. So Bull was talking. They said, yeah, my man got 1942, so he turned them up really much. so Drunk Buddy ended up coming over there. I don't know what happened. He was giving people shots. So I don't know what happened. Missed him giving the shot, but he said some shit and sock on the balls. Buddy chick hopped up, jumped in the air, kicked him in the face, came up with a right hook and just started teeing. I'm like, oh my God. Then they all start jumping him. Then he somehow get out of there. She take her footballs off, chase him. I'm like, yo, that's the hardest. She hard. I've never, yo, you gotta watch out. Chick was hard body.
It's so funny, like how the story just jumped, gave him the mic. Next thing I knew, like somebody just getting silent.
As soon as they got turned up, leave it to some niggas to turn somebody up. But they just got the energy flowing, I guess. And
I ain't gonna lie. If I'd have had the mic, I was trying to be like, now everybody in the 202, throw your hands in there. I'd have been like, yo, think of something.
They would have let you. They was fucking
just to make it lit up in here.
With Philly heavy.
I would have tried to turn that
I'm pretty
place
sure
to a comedy spot.
We made an impact on them. Like every time we would walk up the street, they would start yelling from the mic, "Yo, here come Philly!"
Oh yeah.
It was love. It was love.
It was love.
You know, they anywhere you go, they start associating you with just where you from. Yeah. Like that's your nickname.
I'm cool with that though. I don't want to get to know nobody for real.
Yeah, I mean that's true because you know out here everything always. Oh yeah, you from Jersey. Like,
but it was a good joint. It's a good joint. The only thing was hard with transportation. Like we was trying to set up somebody to take us everywhere we needed to go.
Yeah.
But spring break and they like, dog, we make so much money take people from the airport that they like we not doing nothing else but that. So
right.
Like,
yeah, and it's
figure it out, nigga. So Ubers and taxis, I ain't gonna get. That's a whole nother thing. I say that from another story, but that shit was wild.
Yeah, because that's a prime location.
It's a crazy conflict. Whenever you traveling abroad, make sure you understand who running the transportation game. Because if you call in that Uber and that taxi run that game, it could be some problems. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm gonna say.
And also find yourself somewhere you didn't ask to go.
Yeah, oh yeah,
taking a ride.
No, yeah, and that ride can be it can go so long you end up in heaven. Like, so,
we was deep. So every time we had to take a
Vin Diesel voice.
Every time we had to take a taxi, it was 8. Like I'll make sure it be all of us, so just in case. Like, bro, if you try this, we gonna beat it. It be one of them. It be one of them too. It's on and popping. I'm in the front just waiting. Like I got my phone and my watch. Like, all right, so right here, so left here. Hey, cuz, what you do? No. Mm-hmm, yeah, that way. Stop. don't go any other. Don't veer off this path.
Cause Jay, I can see his hands already. He just ready like just in case.
Got it. Hey. Gotta be cautious out of the country. But how was you fellas' week? How was your week?
My weekend was cool. My mom came and visit. She came out with my little sister.
Oh, they came up the way.
Yeah, they came up this way. She just randomly just hit me like, "Yo, son, I'm coming to see you." I'm like, "All right, cool."
That's
like,
love.
That's what's up, though.
Yeah, it was.
And I know
dope.
you needed it.
Nah, for sure. It was real dope. Like she came up here. My little sister, they come in and just bring the best out you. Like,
yeah.
So it was cool. It was just clowning. We wound up going out to eat. She brought up her little friend, and she know that was mad funny. That was mad funny.
But yeah, my weekend was cool. Well, my whole week was cool and everything. Got some things done and all that. I was celebrating my 5th year anniversary, and I'm talking about 5th year marriage. Like, so it's different. But
puts in a row of applause for sure.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, we were just like last minute with everything, so we just really used it as like the time to really just be with each other, everything like that.
That's what's up.
Work on things, and there's so many things.
Yeah, you got endless anniversaries, so I feel that like you can take a chill one. Like,
yeah, like even though like of course like you know they saying 5 years monumental, yeah, like but everyone's monumental to me.
I mean, it's how you view it. For me, like that's going by the standards that like, oh, this doesn't make it this long. This doesn't make it this long. So celebrate this one. This is a milestone. When really it's like, no, God, we making it the long run. So like,
yeah.
We have endless of these.
Yeah,
so we're gonna turn up when we want to turn up. When we want to be chill, we can be chill.
And I think one of the things about this weekend too, that I was us taking the time like just for ourselves, again, it kind of goes in a lot of good conversations came up like about everything that's going on and everything, just more about the headspace of each other and everything. And y'all know like sometimes like it takes me a while to treat myself. Like I usually only do it around my birthday, which is ironically still like my birthday is a month away. Like so, well, from the time of us recording right now. But So
don't
it's,
need to know that. They don't need to know. They don't need to know your birthday. He
I
actually,
mean, it's cool.
he actually 136 right now, y'all. This black.
I've been
crack.
here forever, and I'm gonna be here forever.
You know them pictures you find of Pharrell? You gonna find a picture of him next. Pharrell been here 47 times.
Word.
He definitely has. Definitely has. But it's just certain things like so being able to for once treat myself again. Like yesterday just actually did. And a lot of it came from just more of the back in front of the camera. Don't always get to do it. So like my bonus mom said the same thing. Like, yo, sometimes like cause we both left saying like, yo, we both kind of feel guilty. Like this time we didn't actually get our daughter nothing. But it was like, no, sometimes y'all gotta do that. Like sometimes you gotta do stuff for yourself and all that stuff. So one of the things I want to ask y'all, like, when's the last time y'all really did something for yourselves and like really enjoyed it? Like just simply for you, not for everybody else and all that, just something for you that made you feel good.
For me, honestly, it was yesterday. Like it was the first time I went and shopped a little bit, like just bought myself something just nice, like just to do something. Like so it'd be the small stuff for me. Like I don't even gotta do too much, but it's just like being up here for so long or whatever like that. Like I ain't stepped into my bag yet. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like just getting accustomed to everything all over. So like just
new setting and shit. Yeah, you gotta align. You gotta get comfortable in your surroundings. That take a while. That's real right.
Sure.
And the funny thing is, if I showed y'all everything I got, it's not like I didn't go and like just I got myself 100 things. Like I might have realistically maybe 8. Like, but to me, like after never not doing it for a while, when everything is just like feeling like, I can finally just do something for myself. Not that I can't. It's just like now I'm actually making that choice, that conscious decision to do it. And I was just like, I feel like I got a lot though.
Yeah.
But was you done?
Yeah.
Of course.
I was lost. I'm like, damn, did I answer? No, I thought I answered in my head.
Too much do say.
Last time I did something good for myself.
If I do
something for yourself that made you feel good.
Well,
about
like, like for me, every time I go on vacation, I buy new clothes. So that's always something for me, like, cause like it just makes it better for me. Like traveling and you got a new fit and you just get a chance to like feel like just a different cloth. Like instead of wearing something you already got or changing for me, cause I kind of change like. I'll find a new type of fit that I wouldn't usually wear and wear some shit like that there. Like, all right, I didn't think I could pull this shit off, and I pull it off. It felt good. So,
and I feel like in this case, because in some instances, some people might say, like, just do it where there's not an event attached to it or something like that. And I think that's why yesterday was a little more different for me because the other times were like the same things. Like, my birthday coming up, and we going here, we taking this trip, so I'm gonna get this for that. This time I was just more like. I'm getting it just cause. Well, more like the weather's breaking, but I was like, let me just get ahead on like when it's warming up. It's gonna be warming up soon, so let me just get ahead on that. Like, so I'm like rebuilding like my hat collection. Like he knows I used to have a bunch of hats. Like I'm talking like it was normal for me to have like 30 hats, like and stuff like.
I got like 20 upstairs right now, but having kids, man. They treat your hats dirty. My son come knock all the hats down. Like.
You see, because we from a different era, so you see no tags. Like I was like, I ain't do that. I'm from a different time. Yeah. So at least like only thing I take off now is just the
that new era sticker was like a badge in the hood.
Yeah,
your hat look way different. Yeah.
But so the only one I take off now was like the price and the barcode. I was like, that's the only thing I take off now, but everything else. So like when you see nothing on this hat, my daughter went up there and was like, just taking everything off.
I just started taking them off because I be getting them like the pre-mint John, so I don't have to worry about it. So I just be taking it off because you can't really. After a while, it'd be like I hate when it's time to take it off and the sticker be lighter than the rest of the hat.
I feel you,
just be a circle. I'm like, no,
it's still one of them things. Like, I don't know.
Teach his own.
I remember like. I think some young boys laughed at me, like my young boys laughed at me because I had my do-rag on, like inside out. I was like, that's how we used to do it, so you didn't go out with the line on your head. Like, I said,
they young,
because I still do that. I'm like, bro, I'm not walking around with the line on my head.
They got do-rags without the line now. That's how they feel. They got Versace do-rags.
No,
can't imagine.
One of them I had. They actually put it like where it's supposed to be the outside. So now it's like if it's like so like the more colored side is that side, like the inside out part now. So it's like you're supposed to have it on, so they have it like where we know you're gonna wear it like that. Like so instead of like because you know
I don't miss do-rags. I don't like.
Listen, bro, I'm from Jersey. I gotta keep the do-rag in the tuck at all times.
I only
not with the ball. I'm cool. I ain't.
I only do it like to go to sleep in. Like I only wear it to go to sleep, or if I'm like maybe working out. That's about it.
I took my shit serious. I had that shit on until like before we walked into the event and just make sure I got my forehead.
Oh no, back in the day, you weren't in the event.
Oh yeah.
Had the two-tone.
It was a part of the fit.
Like
part of the fit. Your hair, your cut didn't really matter. Dude, if do-rag was fresh, you was good.
Right.
Everybody know my nickname is Do-Rag Bucky. Like, just forever. Like that thing ain't never go nowhere. And it's funny to me because coming up at one point, I used to get clowned for wearing do-rags. I'm thinking like, what type of like what era we living in? I'm getting
the hood, you been clowned for anything. Like, yo, you got two parents? Then it's like, what? You clown that man having two parents?
Nah, that's a fact.
That's really the different time stuff. Like, cause we from that era. Yeah. That's why I was just saying that. Like, I was just having that conversation. I said one thing I'm gonna teach my daughter is never be ashamed how hard I worked to make sure your life was good. I said, don't ever let nobody make you feel guilty. Cause I would tell her, I'd be like, say this. Oh, don't be mad at me because your parents didn't work hard. They didn't want to give you nothing.
And you like, and it be the thing because sometimes it be some of the kids that would flex it on you. So yeah, they deserved it. But some kids would just be chilling like, bro, that's all you had in the tuck for him. Like, you just was going to come at his how he was raised.
Yo, he said, you got two parents. And I think that goes to, like, the sickness of the community, like how we're programmed. Like, yo, like, when you really think about that, like, think about how you are with your son and everything, how you got your household and all that, and you're like, yo, you can't imagine not being in his life.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
So it's like one of those like, yo, that's really a thing to get clowned about. You got two parents in your household. Like, dang, that's the.
Yeah, like, I can tell you, music kind of still clowning. Like that's the struggler story is still the most like that story means so much to people because it's so familiar. But I don't any story for me. Like I love the story. Like give me something different.
But you know, naturally we all love the underdog story.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, you can still be underdog with certain things against you. Like, just because you had two parents don't mean it's the best. There's some people with two parents and dad was beating mom.
Well,
drugs involved. Like, it was a lot going on for them. So, when people looked at them as like a slight, I took that was like, no, you gotta really talk to people. Like,
yeah, because that's why I'm like, yo, I would tell my daughter like, don't ever allow nobody to make you feel bad about that. Like,
yo, listen, that's really a good ass point. Because I work with a white girl that was like kind of raised like how I was, and it kind of threw me off a little bit. Like she come to the job, Steve Madden's on, you feel me, the working type stuff. So I'm like, damn, like she got a little chicken or whatever, but she cool. We go to chop it up or whatever. We go back and forth about like just some little stuff or whatever. And she just like, yo, like it's funny because people probably look at me and think I'm privileged or whatever. But she like, I remember days like coming up where she like my mom, she was like working. She was like, no, my pops was working like all day. Mom's is like, you feel me? She in the crib trying to make sure we good. She like, we used to get like a little baby allowance just from how hard they work. And she like, they didn't even used to eat at all. She like, we used to put our money, like her brother and sisters or whatever she got. She like, we used to put our money together so they can eat like, and we'll just eat maybe like one slice of pizza just so they can eat 2 to 3, like, you feel me, to fill up. And I thought that was crazy. Like, cause I'm thinking like, yo, I remember days eating popcorn for dinner. So it's like somebody that I would, you feel me?
Imagine to be.
You feel me? I'm thinking
well
like.
Off, they really.
I'm thinking like shorty probably she come from a little something like probably something passed down, and then she tell me like something that I come from over here. It kind of I'm like damn, like that was my bad for me for judging it. Like
because realistically, because I know dealing with that too, like the same way when I was still living in Jersey, like the last place I lived in Jersey, as far as like with my parents. Was everybody looked at me like that? Oh, like you rich and all that stuff. I'm like, bro, like it's only because when you're a child, some of the stuff like the stuff your parents do to make sure you're good, like in a story like that,
for sure,
you don't feel it because you're a kid. But I was like,
sure you don't
I
feel
said,
it.
but I was like, yo, before this, we was in a 2-bedroom apartment, and I was sharing a room with my older brother, older sister, little brother was sleeping on the couch. And my baby sister was just born, but she's a newborn in the crib with them. I said, but as a kid, we don't feel that. And that's not a knock to my parents or nothing, of course. But it's like
that's a big up.
Yeah, so it's like, where my parents took it to, that's why I'm like, so that's what helped me get so much of the motivation. Like, no, everything is a stepping stone because you can get here, but I ain't about to feel guilty because my parents worked hard to make sure we were good, like where we lived was good, and that's why I said I would tell my daughter, never allow nobody to make you feel bad for what we did to make sure your life was good. Because you know what I said, I'll take you back. I was like, you being ungrateful. Let me take you to where the house we lived in. Me and your mother was living in where you was conceived, where people was getting bodied over there every 3 months and stuff like that. Like where I could have stayed. Like where I could have stayed and just be like, oh, we just gonna go with the flow and all that stuff. And of course, like nobody knows about that type of stuff because I keep my business to a minimum, and I don't complain about nothing. I just make things happen.
Yeah.
One last one on that subject. Even for me, like coming from where I come from, bro, I got all the friends, they from the trenches, whatever, and I got a chance to move out. You feel me? So it's like, they looking at you like, oh, you left the hood, you did it or whatever. And I'm trying to tell them like, yo, bro, like, y'all got this joint twisted. Like, I'm out in the sticks eating hot dogs and beans still. Like, you feel me? They said, it ain't changed. Like, it ain't, I got a new house and now I'm eating gourmet meals. I'm eating lobster tails. I'm like, nah, I'm eating, like, my mom making spaghetti on Fridays so she don't got to cook for the weekend. Like, I don't even eat spaghetti. You feel me? So it's like, y'all missing out. Like,
and that's what I said. So as we move on with life, and that's why I'm like, nah. But the goal, in the same way we say to the homies and stuff, like, bro, that's the goal to get out the way. Yeah. Like, you don't want to be in this forever. Why don't you want to see what life has to offer? That's how I always looked at things. That's why I say, like, the way my dreams look, it's never ending. There's no limit on life. It's just as far as you take it, as far as you limit yourself. And that's why I'm like, bro, I was able to be in a Maybach, a Lambo. Not saying I own one, but I was able to ride in one, get the feel of it, ride in drop top Audis in Miami and stuff, driving it, get to really feel what it's like to have it. So I'm like, yo, if God allowed me to step on certain properties, allow me to ride and drive in nice cars, meet people that I grew up on watching, and be able to be in the same room in their face, why can't I have it as well? Things are just a price tag. Things are just a step or just walking into the right room away. Everything, like, it's just all about how you look at it. If you limit your mind, bro, you'll limit your life.
I feel like in that aspect, like, I think it's cool, like, when you in a deeper thinking, because it's like, I feel like God let you know how close it actually is to you. Like, it's not so far fetched, like how you saying, like, yo, you driving in a Maybach. The time I'm in the what was that? What was we driving that time? All them
Porsche.
Whites,
you
Porsche,
had the Porsche,
the Panamera Porsche, and it's like you coming up thinking like you watching it on whatever you looking at it on YouTube, a video, for me, a show. You think like, damn, they got this nice ass car, and then you go drive one doing whatever it is that you're doing. It's like, this ain't really too far fetched. Like, it's right here. So it's like,
and now not go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's all basically damn near it's at the tip of your hands is if you work hard enough for it. So it's like, the things that you dream, it's like, you feel me, you dreaming of some stuff and it'll come right to you, and it's like, yo, it ain't too far from your reach. And
it's just because now you're exposed to it. So now you actually got the feel. You like, wait, I didn't know it had this point. So now you know that, like, now it was like, oh, I know how it feels. And you learn, oh, I thought I wanted this car, but maybe I'll try something else. Maybe I want something a little bigger and all that stuff. Because it's like, when I got in a Porsche, I said, just a little too small for me. Like, I thought I wanted something like this, but I don't want nothing this small. And that's just me. And as I got older, it got even more like that. But and that's why I say sometimes, like, I heard Steve Harvey say, everybody in life should at least try. They should at least get a first class flight. Do that one time and see if it doesn't change the perspective. Because then when you see the treatment you get and everything like that, you gonna work so hard to keep that stuff going. You want to keep that feeling. And that's what I said when I, like, really did, like, I remember when I went in the actual...
Niggas gonna buy a first class Spirit flight. Go ahead.
First class Spirit flight. You gonna be in first class spirit.
You just gonna be bruh. On the way back, I brought the Frontier like the seat with more leg room because I need it. Bruh, I felt so. I'm now. It's 3 rows of the same seats. The black lady treated the first 2 rows better than third one. I'm like, bitch, this is all the same price. Like, I just didn't want to sit that close to you. Like, I don't want people going to the bathroom and I'm right there.
Yeah.
So I'm in the third nice row. They just like, oh no, you can't put your bag up there. I'm like, this is the area. We all together.
You in exclusive.
Yeah.
You cool. You in exclusive though.
They gonna be getting first class spirit. I'm like, first thought I had was like, do they even have that? Like,
no. What they call is that like that's like their plus or like premium. Like basically you get one of the front seats. The exit row is they first class.
Yeah.
But no, first class international is the shit I would add to that. But like first class international is the one where you get the crazy love. Like Dom, here's a bottle of Dom for you just because, and you could buy the shit on points.
And that's one of the things I was about to say because like some of the luxury stuff I ordered as far as clothes, like I just ordered them. But when I went in the store, like when I went in the Burberry store, like I actually walked in there and they got to see, like look at my account, see that, oh, he ain't just in here window shopping, acting like he getting something and all that stuff. And they see like, oh, they had to look at my account for something. And I was like, oh, they see me order from there a few times. I said, that dude came walking back out a little more polite. Not saying he wasn't polite, and then but he was just a little more like, I was like, oh, I'm thinking he about to walk out with some champagne for me. So now I'm like, yo, because I said if I didn't just order it because I was originally going there because I had to I ordered the wrong size and I just wanted to be like, yo, can I try this size just to be more hands on? Because I'm more of a like I like seeing it and feeling it before I buy it really. Yeah. So I was like, but I said, man, I would have spent a lot more money if I would have did my original thought and just went in and because I said some of the other stuff I saw, I said, nah, I'd have been in here like, give me that, give me this, give me that.
That's why they do that. Have a seat, sir. Here, you want some nice bottled water? Here, have a seat. We gonna run this tab up on you.
Because I did get a couple things, but I said some of the other things I saw on the website. Now seeing them in person, I was like, oh, I'd have definitely grabbed that. But I already grabbed something for it because this was for my birthday 2 years ago. So that's why I was like, that's when I really got back to like, okay, treating myself. But I was like, yo, when you walk in them places and you get the experience, it's like, yo, you kind of want to do that. You want to do that a little more often, like just because of the feel of it, like to know you can do it, but the treatment you get and everything like that. Facts. That's why I say, so with certain things, like going back to the point of just when you expose yourself to stuff, that's why I felt good that time, like when like Meatball came to the crib and what you said he said afterwards, because it's like I feel like I was able to show him something other than what he was used to. And you know, when the trips we took when we went to Miami, you know how we was like, because we was just like the first time we went to Miami, because the first time we went to Miami was Memorial Day, like, so, and we used to be on YouTube since like fresh out, like since high school, like YouTubing it, like, yo, look how it is and all that. Then when we went, we were just mind blown that, yo,
it was really how it was.
Yeah, like and Jay, I'm talking as
y'all
simple.
making me madder, but okay, cool. When I was sick, it wasn't like that shit. I was so sick.
What?
All the movies and shit. Yeah, spring break, bro. I barely saw like a wave of people that was crazy.
Oh, you talking about like in Cancun?
Yeah,
like this was just happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you talking about Miami, like I was suspecting that type shit.
Nah, Miami was more than
they hold it down.
Than what we saw on YouTube. Like
they do.
That was
it was
different.
Crazy, like, cause it's like when you looking on there, we kids, you feel me? So it's like you still in there like, damn, like I don't know if it's at reach just yet. So we putting it in our minds like, bro, we gotta go. So it's like you looking on there. This in the crazy vlog era too. So like they really in depth. So they got the barricade. That was really just the one for us. I know like they got the barricade. Then it's just a strip of people, like no cars, it's just all people. So I just remember we popped up. We go running outside and stuff. We hit the corner. First thing we see is the barricade. We like, oh nah, it's lit. Like we know it's about to be up. Like,
and you know that was my first plane ride ever. Like, so I'm like, and because this is 2012, so this thing was just so different. Then that's like it was just everything. Like you can run into a celebrity, all that stuff. It was just, we were just so mind blown. I was mind blown just seeing something different. I don't know. I know that was my first time seeing palm trees in real life. Everything. Like I said, yo, it was just so different, and that's why.
Fucking loose flamingo, like that That was
A
crazy.
loose flamingo?
Like at the moment, like it was just like a regular flamingo just around, just flying. I'm thinking like,
That's why I was like, but when you expose yourself to stuff, because then after that, was just taking trips like every year and all this stuff, going new places and everything like that. So when you expose yourself to different things, like yo, you open your mind up, like you get to see, and then like we said, like how we saying, like now we know, yo, it's in reach. We just have to reach for it, but it's there.
That
like
made me think. I haven't not traveled for like 4 years, like 4 or 5 years. Damn.
how that first time back on the plane feel?
Just now time, or you talking about the time like this time on the plane?
He basically saying like for 4 years consecutively. That's him. He been like traveling consecutively.
Every year I've been on a plane. For that shit. Just thought about that's crazy though. Yeah, I guess I just took a trip and just never stopped.
Because even like my first time to Houston was when I came with y'all. Like, and I was like, that was different. I was like, yo, Houston. I said Houston is a vibe. It's hot as hell, but like,
when we get married, my bachelor party gonna be. I'm probably doing Houston. I'm turned off for going OT. I was going to go OT I'm good. Good.
Like Houston was different. I was surprised how it was like, and I was like really like
nothing but love.
Very clean place too. I really like noticed that. I said, yo, Houston is a very clean place. Like they take care of it out here. But
let me ask real quick. Can y'all remember like what's one of the first times like you felt like you was exposed to that feeling, like to where's the like yo you knew like, oh, this is really at reach like. And I'll start for myself, like, personally, like, it started for me as a kid. Like, my mom always took the train. We used to go see my grandpa down south. And I just remember, I can, like, literally remember just the train just going so fast. And as a kid, it seemed like how it is on the movies where it's just that light and it's just going so fast. And I just remember thinking, like all the time as a kid, like, yo, that was cool as hell because I didn't know where the hell I was going. Like, I just was just going somewhere for mad long. And then I was just somewhere different, and it just was like, this is different. Like, this ain't, like, nothing like how I remember, like, home being. So
honestly, the Miami trip, because that was my first plane ride, everything. So everything was different. Like, it was just like but I knew that now it's like I got on the plane, and like, my biggest fear was heights.
The first time we
like,
in the tri-state.
Yeah, well, yeah, basically. Like, so like, everything was just, oh man, like, but it was everything I expected it to be too. So it was even more like, oh no, as long as I do it, as long as I get myself up and go do it. And every time we took trips, it was always ended up just being me and him. It could be a gang of us all playing. You know how that go. Be a gang of us playing, and it always ended up just being me and him. So that's why at like it became that, as long as I got one other person I'm close with me, I don't care. We can go.
Keep that real quick. Yo, listen. You got friends, homies, anything, as long as they want to travel, keep them ones close. Like, they gonna be the one. Yo, Jay, we done had homies, like, I'm talking about, when we went to Miami, it was literally supposed to be, like, at least, like, 6 of us. And sometimes he'll forget about this one, and I'll never let this joint go. Like, I had a homie tell us, mind you, we doing a Lang City, like, on the boardwalk. Like, I'm from there. I done did this every year of my life. I need a new scene. Like, they still getting a kick out of this though. Like, you feel me? We getting older, like, for sure, bro. Yo, I had a homie say, what can I do in Miami that I can't do out here? And I just remember, like, when he
almost
said that,
threw up.
I just remember I said, yo, he was like, he was going. I'm like, yo, nah, chill. I'm like, bro, we not never asking them nothing else. Like, don't talk about the trip to them. And, like, don't even worry about it. Like, let him have it. I'm not.
Because even the look on your face just now, it's one of those, like, bro, I wanted to punch him. Like, because I'm like, I can't, because it's one of them things again, like, I can't believe I'm even trying to convince you. Like,
man, and that, even that, like, AC ain't been AC in, like, how it used to be back in the day. Like,
AC ain't really been nothing for us. And it was more of the time.
I'm talking about when we was Bucks. When we was Bucks, it used to be like, bro, yo, it's a lot of people here.
Listen, when I was a kid growing up out there, it was so much to do. Like, and it's like, it just depended on what type of kid you was. Like, you feel me? We was outside, so it was like, yo, we was getting in trouble, but it wasn't like super bad trouble. It was just regular kid trouble, but we was everywhere in the whole city. just having fun. And it was just more events. It was more people, you know, like
Right,
in the
yeah,
90s,
that's what I'm
Tyson was
saying.
him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like he was
That's
coming
what I
to the
was about to say.
city.
He was fighting out.
was going crazy.
all
Trump
that.
Hotel was about to pop. Like it was
Yeah.
supposed to be AC supposed to be one of the spots. And then you know,
But by the time
that
we
whole
became
shit,
adults,
yeah,
that's when it was like
all
it
took
was
that
just like
uptick. I think that was all Trump fault too.
all the. Oh no! You all right?
I think it was.
Like,
Yeah. I think it was all his fault, but that's a whole nother thing. What was I about to say? But yeah, my time would be the first time I felt like I was it when my grandpa used to buy cars from FC Kirkback. So like every time we got a new well, we would go over there, and I would get to sit and like we would be like we shopping for anything, but all they can see is like he's bought a car from me off since he was like my age, buying cars from them.
You familiar with FC Kirkback? I know you've seen it before, like where the Tacony Bridge is, like right before you get on like the crossover in Jersey. It's that
going
dealership
towards
with all the
Cherry Hill.
Lambos and Bentleys and stuff like
I know
that.
exactly.
That
I used
Yeah,
to
I
be
know
a
exactly what
kid
you're talking
sitting in Lambos and Bentleys looking around. Grandpa test drive them. So that was like for me because we was already buying a car. So like, why you wait? They do whatever. Go ahead, ride around the block, nigga. You just gave us $40,000.
and that's love because like you were able to see that young and be able to see like you was able to be with somebody where you like, yo, my pop he doing that. So you probably already got the why can't I? Like, why can't my grandpa did it? And then like he giving me the game and stuff like so it's like and that's what I say. Sometimes it's just that little bit like you could just expose somebody to like and like my mom never been on a plane until I got on one, till she saw me do it. So it's just little things like that like to me where I always say like, yo, I don't care that's why I don't compare myself or look at anybody like they're better or nothing or I'm beneath anybody because I'm like, it's so many things like Jay, you out of all of us right here, you probably been to most places, but still I look at like, yo, but me doing that one thing made my mom do that. So it's other people that didn't get exposed or didn't expose themselves to nothing until I did it.
All the places
so none
I've
of that
been
matters to me. Like
all the places I've been, my biggest flux was flying my whole family to Houston. Now we went to Houston. I brought my little sister, my mom, my kid, my girl. We always there.
Yeah,
and
they had a good time. Fact. They was there.
That was my like because it was like that was our first time like with him traveling. Yeah, so it was like yo, we gotta have somebody to watch my kid like when we go out. So I'm like yo, I'm gonna fly my mom down, let her experience down here. Yeah, we had fun.
Yeah, so it's stuff like that. So when you look at that type of stuff, and that's why I say even other experiences like with women, anything like I'm like yo, I don't care that this dude had hundreds, thousands of women, because I say, yo, it's some experience. It's a lot of experience that I had that I'm like, I know people that will never see that. Like they would never experience, especially when it's like a few of us. Like
I forgot who said it to me.
Shout out to them times on Tuesdays, man.
Shut up,
yo.
Shout out to going up on Tuesday.
But I forget who said this, or like if it was my homie or it was a quote, but it was like, yeah, you gotta get your first bad chick. Once you get your first bad chick and you lose her, you good for the rest of your life. Like once you experience that and whatever all that hype is, what all it come to, once you experience that, it's like getting your first will. That's crazy. Yeah. And then you realize it's a regular car. Like, they all drive the same. Like some got extra features and that's love. Yeah. But this is still the same vehicle. And which is how you treat it.
And which is why I look at things like, yo, it's just a price tag. This one just costs more. But that's just gonna make me work harder to get it. And then when I have it, I'm gonna be even more like, yo, look, like, yo, I did it. And it's not the shit on nobody or nothing. How I'm gonna feel for myself, like, bruh, you really did that. Like you really took yourself there and you didn't make excuses. You didn't like, but just they exposed. So I understand sometimes like when people never leave their city and they never been nowhere else or live nowhere else, like it is hard. Like it's easy to get caught up in like, yo, I'm just be here. But I was like, yo, it's just too many instances even back then, like as teenagers, like where we may be dating or messing with somebody that's from a different town that we never been to. And then now we're like, oh, now we're exposed to that. So now it's like that doesn't stop me from being able to do it other places. And then that turns into, no, now we taking trips. Oh, now it's like, now I'm meeting new people and all that. Then it leads to you move to somewhere you have no familiarity. You're not familiar with at all. Like, so that's why it's like, because then like being out here, I was like, yo, that opened my mind up a lot because where we're from down there, that's why I always say like out here, I'd be like, yo, I can't stand hearing people and they all their excuses and like, complaining. I understand it, like certain things go everywhere else, but I say, yo, the opportunities and buildings y'all able to have out here, we have to come up here to do that. We have to, like, we wish we were just had it at our disposal now. It's getting a little better, like, because people are getting more exposed, but that's because people had to be willing to, yo, let's go take this trip, let's go fly, let's go meet these people. And the convention center, they like rebranded, rebuilt that up. So now it shows down in Atlantic City again. So it's opening up more, but people are getting more visuals. A friend of ours, like he's a Grammy winner, all that stuff. Like, so it's things like that. Like, so doors are opening up. It's just still getting there. Some boxes are coming up too, everything. Like, so that's why I said, like, sometimes it's just like a matter of what you're exposed to. Because then even being out here, I was able to learn more of what healthy relationships look like, which is such a bigger thing. That's why
crazy.
I said
I love how you bigging up my city. I was about to say out here, man, that should be a little bit cap for me.
Well, I'm saying I'm lucky enough for all the people I'm around. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. You included. Like, I'm able to see certain things, even like how you said, like, yo, and like the Houston trip, and I'm like, yo, he did bring his family out. Like, they definitely were there. Like, it's like one of them things. Like, but we were all there, and then that's like really, honestly, that trip is, I feel like it's the real first experience me and you really had.
Yeah.
Like, where we
besides,
really had
like, passing an event and
like,
small talk. Yeah, where we had time.
But this is like really where we're all in each other's space now. So now it's time to, like, we're kicking it. But so that's why I said, like, everything is just exposure.
Yeah, that damn escape room.
Oh yeah. How
Marcus was snapping.
Bro, you was snapping.
I know, we was snapping together. I don't like losing. It was, yo, cuz.
Nah, because that thing would definitely have you, like, when you a competitor, that stuff really make you feel like it's some Saul type stuff. Like, yo, when it's time to go down, like, this gas about to come and it's over. Like, it's really something make you feel like that. Like, but how far do y'all think confidence plays a role in all the stuff we're talking about?
I thought it's the biggest. It's one of the biggest things you gotta have. If you're not confident in yourself, who else will be? If you don't believe, like I say right now, I got the best content. Now I know there's other content better than mine because I know the stuff I need to get, but I still have the best content because I made it, I produced it. You don't got the eye like me. You can't see what I see. You can't take what I did in the space I had.
Right.
So that's why I feel like, and that's confidence. Like, so if anybody walk up to me, when I give my price tag and I tell people the cost, you gotta be able to stand by that. You can't be like, well, I mean, what you got? I do what you got. That kind of shit. It changes the motif around you and changes how it changes how, like, motherfuckers will handle you. So, like, if you don't got the confidence, people will start handling you like you don't got the confidence.
Nah, for
like,
sure.
You sweet.
I think that this topic in general, like, can be played so it's literally everything. Like, for me, it plays so much deeper than people might even think. Like, I got bullied coming up because I was so small, like, same age as people. I was just little, so it's like overcoming that. You coming up like, dang, bro, like, I might not be.
I remember when I got fat, my life changed. So I feel you.
So it's like, damn, like, it kind of take your innocence of, like, damn, am I good enough for anything? Like, you feel me? Because people will pick on you for whatever. So it's like, all right, cool. You get older. For me, I love basketball. I get cut from a team, and it's like, yo, I know I'm better than him. What the hell? Like, so again, like, for me, like, you know, you was a part of, you feel me, some of that. So it's like, yo, I know I'm better than these people. It made me not even want to play for the team. Like, it made me scared to try out because it's like, bro, I can't stomach getting cut again. Or then for me, on the flip side of doing music, bro was like kind of nervous doing music. Like, I thought he was crazy, but he ain't had the confidence that, you feel me, I had in him. It's like, bro, you tough. Like, I don't know. And then, you feel me, watching somebody, like, get better in their confidence and get better in their craft to where, like, the craft kind of control your confidence. Where it's like, I know I'm getting so much better in this. I gotta be nice. And I watched him do that. Like, yo, I ain't never hear him, like, go, like, yo, like, compare himself to people. He just got better. Like, and it's like, it get to the point we would call each other like, yo, what you think of this 16? What you think of this 16? And I remember he the first person that cut us from doing that. Like, I was still kind of like, damn, bro, like, we ain't calling each other the head of 16. Like I thought, but him, you feel me? He knew himself. Like I'm getting kind of too nice for this. Doing like nah, this.
Yeah.
So like I knew like once he stopped doing that, I'm like, oh, I gotta tighten up because bro ain't even hit me to say I got some fire in the tuck. Like I come to the crib now, he got 3 16s ready, and it's like, oh nah, we ain't doing that. Like,
Yeah.
so
He said we ain't doing that.
so like for me, even like getting better, I went off to a camp. Like coming into the camp thinking like, yo, I know some people that's gonna be just as good as me, and then going into it, I'm thinking like, oh no, they can't nobody hold my water here. I'm sharpening my skills, but at the same time, people getting better, getting just as good as I was, while I'm still figuring out like, damn, am I really that good to take off? Like, but you know, I come back playing against people like I'm working in the summer. I don't know what y'all doing down here. I'm up there working, so I come back, people game kind of here, and when I realized it, bro, like yo,
he came back like crazy.
Yeah, that's what them camps would do.
He was already good, but bro, he came down because now he had people to be on him like the stuff he was doing. He's like, bro, don't do that. Like you good enough to do this. And then when he came and he told me that's one of the things he was taught, and I saw him doing it, I was like, oh nah. Like
they put that confidence in me, like, yo, you know how good you are if you stop this and just do that. And it's like, you think I'm nice like this? Like I think I'm that nice. And he like, yo, yeah, pull you to the side, like, yo, listen, I don't want to be that guy, but you might be the best in this camp. Like you one of the best we've seen in a long time, just off of pure talent. So it's like, oh damn, maybe if I work hard, I could be something. And then, you know, you play, you lose yourself outside of thinking so much like, oh, I got to do this. You just lose yourself in the game. So I get in the game, I'm doing just what I'm just doing anything natural. And they like, yeah, he get it. Like, but that's, and everything we was doing, just taking trips, all that type of stuff. Like my mom, she was on me heavy. Like, son, you doing stuff that I didn't even think that I could do. Like, and you doing it at a younger age than me. That's what's up.
And by your own choice. Like nobody's forcing you. You making your own choices.
So it's like, oh yeah, like once you get that confidence, it's almost like a cheat code, honestly. Like if you think about it.
Now you said something that I never heard nobody put it like this. That because you know this is like one of those more touchy subjects for me. But you said you confident in your craft, like your craft is what carries your confidence. And I know that all too well because personally wasn't confident at all. I suffer with
He was talking about you.
Well, also itself too, but I'm just saying,
okay.
like, no, but I'm saying, like, I never heard it in that way.
No,
like,
I'm saying it's crazy that you got it because he was talking about you. That's what.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because it's one of them things, like he would say, like, yo, I didn't know you were feeling all this because you did all this. So how is that? And I think that's what it was. Like, music was. It gave me the voice, like, to be confident because I'm not Marcus anymore. Like, it felt like I was able to be like that. That's why you see me with my aliases and stuff like that, like my brand names and stuff like what, like, because it's like, no, this is my chance to let me open up who I am, like, and stuff like that. And like music was just one of those things I was good at automatically. Like, so it was just like one of those. So I allowed that, but I also say like it was so many things that pull me back in situations that he got to witness. Like I said, I made my confidence made me not miss out. I believe it made me miss out on things that really could have changed my life. Now everything works out for the greater good, and like everything's not my plan or not supposed to happen when it's supposed, just because you say it's supposed to happen. But it's so many like instances where I'm sitting there like, bruh, if I was just like where I'm at right now mentally, it like I would probably be so much more, because that's more like them years that we're talking. It's like, okay, no kids, no real obligations. So I'm able to get up, go. I'm able to make my own move. I'm able to just, without having to think about nobody, it's just like, yo, you riding? All right, cool. Let's go. Like, it's just one of them things. And I think I am glad that I did not allow my craft to allow me to have a space to where I can be or display some confidence, so that way it never halted me like to doing things. That's why trips, label meetings, all that type of stuff, business meeting, even coming out here, while I was still able like to connect, because I still was like, because I'm telling myself like, you can't allow things to just stop you just because you feel like this about yourself. And then, like I said, with Jay, like, one of the things y'all made me realize is like, even when, like I said, when I'm at my lowest mentally, I was like, yo, I must still give off this because they're still saying I'm this. So it's like, yo, I have to start walking in that then. Like, I have to start being what they see. Cause I said it to him and I was like really having like a deep conversation too. Like, where I was like really like where like brought me to tears where I'm really like, yo, like, not saying like I had that one with you, but like we did kind of have that conversation where I'm like, yo, I wish I can see who he sees, who you see, who my daughter sees. I was like, because it really was like, yo, I do not see that person. And honestly, Jay, the first time I felt like I saw it again was after the first episode and you was editing it. And when I said, because I said I was actually thinking out loud, and I said to you, like, bruh, I haven't seen myself in so long. And like that was so different. Like, it was so different to me that I was like, yo, I don't even remember looking like that. Like, to that point. And then, you know, now it's differently. Like, I physically look different, everything. So, but it was just like a lot of that stuff. Like, I had to get, like, I was fighting so hard to get to that place. Like, cause even at Jock's birthday, bruh, that was still a hard night for me. Like, I was going through stuff so mentally that y'all probably didn't even see, but it was just like, bruh, I was so like not there and there at the same time. Like, and I think that's kind of what he was getting to. Like, bruh, but everything you did was like, you were so there. Like, you were there on 100. So I can't even believe that you're saying like, bruh, you was only like 70% there. Like, because it's just so much like how I felt about myself. And that's why like certain things, like what I'm learning now, everything starts with how you view yourself before you view how everybody else view you.
Without a doubt.
And everything like that. It's just so happens like, cause I know like I just have to slightly disagree with what you said when you said the if you don't believe in yourself or if you don't see yourself or confident in yourself, it ain't nobody can do it for you. Luckily for me, I had people like y'all that y'all did make me see it. And like,
yeah, but then you still turned it on. Like, so that's my point. Like, yo, we can acknowledge it, but I can't go inside your body and be like, nigga, you the shit when you look in the mirror.
Oh yeah,
so
that's
like,
a fact.
yo, once you recognize it, still that's recognized. You can see it from anywhere, but once you recognize it and you take the action, that's what I'm talking about. Most people will see it and be like, oh, okay. And
it really wasn't, if I'm being transparent, it wasn't really till recently too, like where I looked in the mirror and I actually smiled. Like, I looked at myself and I was happy what I saw. Cause like I said, I really looked at myself a while ago, like, yo, like
that's because you don't be drinking. But yeah.
Now, I also feel like too, like with that, I feel like you had me around enough to like keep pumping you up every day. Even if you was like feeling like that in your head or whatever, I never could allow it for you because I'm, you know how I get about you is like, bruh, I'm not going for you to not see yourself like that. I'm juicing you so hard, so it's like, even I might get you in a giggly mood and it might just set that just real quick. It's like, oh, all right, I'm back real quick. So it's like, I feel like sometimes like in those moments for sure, like me being around so much, I feel like maybe it helped you like it helped you like know, like even if it was off, it could be a quick turn on because it's like, all right, I got bro, like to reassure, like that confidence is there. Like you always have somebody like, yo, even if I wasn't as confident as I needed to be, I could be there to like reassure you, like, yo, bro, we cool, like you him, like
yeah, because and that's why I said because like, and then this goes to, excuse me, where I'm like, why it's important not to have yes men around and everything like that. So it's like I build up a rapport with everybody to the point where I know nobody's just gonna let me look a certain way, like. Like, if I need correction, you're going to correct me. But if it's good, you're going to be like, it's good, bro. Like, stop looking at it. And you know, you had to deal with that from me forever. Like, where you, like, because sometimes it definitely got to the point you're like, bro, yes, it's fine. Like, I told you, like, 3 times. Like, but you know me. Like, it was, I think that's why I always said, like, I just always needed that reassurance because I needed it, like, to be, like, almost beat into me so that way I can start believing it myself.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things why I'm like, that's why I said with Jay, like, that's why I'm like, that's why I'm glad I was able to really have people around me that kept saying, no, bro, this is you. No matter how much you think or you're trying to not tell yourself, is like, no, you're this, and they're good at doing that because they'll finish an intro for me. I'm like, hey, I'm Mr. Mortar King, and I'm a family man. And then Jay, because he did it before, he did it twice. Like this guy will look in the camera. Since he's being modest, he is this and that and all this other stuff. Like, and it's like those things that like sometimes it helps beat it into me. So where it's like I say, yo, let me try to see what they see. But of course, like the physical. So of course, like got back in the gym, everything like that. So that way I can be proud of what I see and what I look at. And that's why I said like, it really wasn't until like Jay was editing and I'm really looking at myself where I'm like, yo, I really haven't seen myself in so long.
I think it's dope, like, in like the ways it can happen for you. Cause like for me, I got a lot of cousins, so I was always feeling like, yo, since I moved away, I wasn't the same as them. And they're like, yo, cuz you is one of us. You can do you just as good as everything. So it's like for me, I ain't have nobody to really beat it in my head because I was the oldest and it was just me and my sister. We out somewhere else. So for me, like building that confidence is like always going into the jungle. For me, it's like I'm going somewhere and I don't know nobody and I'm about to go hoop. And it's like, I know how good I might be, but I'm in Philly now. So I got somebody that
was different.
I don't know how these people is going to react to whatever. So it's like, I got to jump head first in the fire. So it's like,
and that's what I told you. I said, bro, just
so it's like once
you to the max.
Yeah, so it's like once I'm out there and I lose myself and I know like, oh, people can't really bang with me. Once I build that up for myself, now I got my mans. It's like, yo, bro, I don't want you to feel like that because like it's hard to just go in the jungle and just come out surviving. Like it's a lot out there. Like you got real lions, and you don't even know like you a lion in sheep clothing because you feel like that. Like, yo, I don't know if I'm ready for this right here. Like
once you get loose, and then it's the game.
Yeah, for sure. Like
I was about to say, but for people in those moments, I would say for me to realize it took me a watching a lot of people who are great and how they carry themselves. Like Kevin Hart is one of the people for me that was like, you can't tell that little motherfucker nothing. Can't tell him nothing about him. Him. He feel it like even like he beef with like his documentary on Netflix where he beef with his homie about like how much he overtook it, but I feel like you still need that in you. Like, nah, nigga, I'm him. There is no other person I care to see. And having something for me, seeing that somebody else was like, oh, you gotta have that to even get to that level. If you don't have that, people will just walk over you.
Yeah. And I feel like my fault to really almost cut you off, but I feel like I was just like recently saying that to you. It's like we was having a convo and it's like you like, yo, like I ain't really show him this. I ain't really, and I'm like, nah, bro. Like I had somebody really put that into me, and when I thought about it, I'm like, I see why people kind of always had that love-hate thing with me because I carry myself like that. Even when I don't feel like that, I don't really care what people say, but a lot of things I'm gonna play it in my head like, yeah, I remember you said I ain't really that. I'm about to kick your ass now, like, and just saying it to you, I'll just remember saying like, yo, bro, F all that being humble. Like sometimes you gotta really flex because that's the way you feel me. You boosting yourself up in the same breath. Or like that's your confidence is that, yo, I did these things that a lot of people tried to play me for. Like I remember people saying I was too skinny. Look at me now. Now you want to touch on me. Like because I'm in the gym. Like, or I remember people saying like, yo, you got a baby voice. Oh, now you think I got a sexy deep voice. Like, you feel me? Like it's all type like
it's everything like that. Oh, the voice thing definitely changed for me like that. Yeah. It went from thinking that was my sister and my mom picking up the phone to my pop and my brother, like my older brother, like just like that. Like
not literally overnight. Like so like, it's just like like I was saying to you, it's like, bro, you gotta really flex being him because everybody already see you as that humble dude that just be regular or you on some that's Eddie Man or whatever. Like, nah, he is his own, you feel me? You your own snowball. Like, you feel me, bro? Like you really is your own person. You got a real like persona that come with you. You got a real like what's the word that they say? Like when you meet people, you got an aura to yourself, like that even if it seem like it's quiet, it's cool, like, oh, bro's in the building, like he stand for something, like he in the room, like he here, like.
Yeah, and that's why I say I think Jay's one of the people that caught it on with me early. That's why I said like he knows. Like, and I hate giving him praise for this, but he knows how to get me. Like, he knows how to flip my switch like immediately. Like, where it's like and a lot of people don't know that, like, how to make me get into that competitive mode. You just seen it, like, you really just seen it come out at times, like, where it's like, all right, no, now get like, pass me anything, like, not even just with basketball. Nothing. It's like, no. Just put the ball on my court, figuratively, everything. Like, just put the ball on my court. Watch this. Like, because like, it just becomes, like I said, I'm just one of the people that it's just sometimes I don't have, like, really a gray area unless it's depending on the, like, topics or something. But I said, like, with me, it's like sometimes it's just a switch. Like, but dang, it was one thing, like, I wanted to touch on, like, that you said. It was something you said in between, but going back to realistically again, like what Jay said about, like, sometimes, like, you do remind people of, like, yo, I seen you do this before, you better do that. It, like, and prime example with him, when he was on the basketball team, I'd be in the stands but I'm watching his game, like how he playing D, and I look at him like, bruh, and like. But he knows, we know what this means. Like, bruh, stop playing with him. Take that ball from that nigga. Like, he can't dribble. Take it. And as soon as I do that, that's when he started getting on defensively. Dude can't even move. Cause I'm like, bruh, like, no, now that you playing lackadaisical, and then, like, you don't want, like, and you're building this dude's confidence, and I'm able to see from a different perspective. So I'm like, bruh, stop playing and take that. Like, stop playing. Like, because now you doing that is keeping them in the game. Take that ball, show him. Don't give him no confidence. Don't think he can. So, like, and it happened every time. Every time I went like this, yo, and like and you know, when you in the stands and stuff like that, because you know they be in tunnel vision. But it's always I was able to get his attention that second. I'm like, yo, and he'll look dead at me, and I'm like,
yo, the
like, stop
funniest
playing.
part
Like,
about
that
it
was
is
my
that
mom for me.
always happened in the fourth quarter too, which always kind of made it funny. It's like, yo, this game a little bit too close. Like, I get the signal. It's like, oh, all right, going like a 12-0 run to start the game. Like, they want to start the fourth quarter. I mean,
I'm like,
And you know what's for me probably like the greatest game for me to build your confidence individually was rough. Like, playing rough growing up, winning the game of rough. That what? Sometimes you start off before you run forward. Y'all play rough, waiting for people to get there. And that rough game gets so competitive when you get to that 21, you about to win.
no, because the way my brother is, one of my older brothers is, he's one of them, like, because he wants you to play serious. So he's like, yo, he'll be like, yo, whoever got the lowest score, you either got to do push-ups, you got to do laps, or you got to sit on the pole with your back turned, and everybody get a turn throwing the ball at you.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, bro, I got family members like 6, 7 and all that. I'm out there getting rebounds over them. I'm like, I'm over here like, bro, you ain't like, because this is when we were still like the above the rim days. So it's like, I'm out there getting boards over them, because I said, bro, I ain't about to be.
You never want to be last.
But like, because my brother's one of them, like,
We used to play block shot, go back to 0. That's just opening an untapped
all
memory.
that stuff. Like,
That used to be insane.
But it made you play
That'll
serious.
break
Like,
your heart.
Yeah.
About to win.
But it's like
0. We was insane.
But it's so much because if I can open up about like things like where my headspace is, and I know we shifting gears, but I'm thinking about like conversations I was having, and I was like, yo, I think the scary part about me is, bro. No, I remember what I wanted to say about when you said like, yo, and this is me being so transparent, yo, and I'm gonna try not to shed a tear or nothing on it, because it's really hard. Because I never opened up about this, and like to him either, like, because especially
in camera more.
But it was one of them, like when he said like, yo, y'all know he's his own person, he has this. And for a while it started not just with him, it just started being like, yo, I feel like I'm just in everybody's shadow, like, but the only difference is why it didn't make me feel completely like that, because the people I felt like that to, they're the ones like, yo, this, like, y'all think I'm great, he's great, like, and stuff like that, no matter with what. That's why I said, like, it's like the people I'm close to, I always feel like, yo, I was like, yo, maybe, I said, yo, why do I always feel like I'm always like, I just can't get that step ahead, not like we in competition, but where I'm looked at like the same way, like, and then, but sometimes I had to think about it when I'm like, yo, like when me and him had a conversation recently, I'm like, yo, realistically, I was like, yo, you can't be cool with some of the people I'm cool with, and not if you're not your character is not solid. Like, cause I'm like, yo, I like I said, I give everybody respect. I'm like, I said, you can be the biggest book nerd. I'm gonna give you the same respect because I said, yo, I'm cool with the biggest book nerds and cool with some street dudes. Like, and I was like, but I was like, yo, but we all the same in some way. Everybody just wants more. Everybody gets them different ways, but we all still human. I say, yo, I give everybody the same respect. But it was one of them things, like, that's why with certain things, like certain lanes I walked into, like in recent years, podcasting, being an author and everything, I said, okay, these are the lanes that I have, because I will never take away. Like, I always tell them, I was like, bro, I looked at you with basketball because I'm like, bro, he was just so naturally talented. Gifted, and he was willing to do the training. I seen him do some hard trainings with three different type of people, and he was doing some training. But I'm like, yo, but that's him, and I have no problem with it. That's why he probably feel the same way when we with music. Like, no, that's him. Like, but it's one of those things. Like, yo, it's just more like, and that's why I say it's certain things like podcasts or authoring. Maybe it'll give that, where I can open up to people and then where I'm around, like, have people like y'all who are around me to know where y'all can tell that other side of the story. Not to say like that big me up or nothing, like, but it's just more like so people can see like, yo, this dude ain't just some guy that just happens to be around all these people. Like when I'm around Rocky, Zeph, Rand, all that stuff, it like, I was like, yo, I know it'll probably get to a point where somebody's like, who is that guy that's just around everybody, including y'all, where I see like how many people, how much love y'all got like at Jock birthday and I see like, but it's always like, I was like, but because it's like everybody in those stages and all that, I'm close with everybody. It's not like, yo, it's just like I just pass and it's like, yo, the people that everybody love, I feel like I be having the best relationships with them people. Mm-hmm. That's why I always say like the homie back home that, you know, like when he got laced and all that, I always say people don't even know how cool me and him was until like you see me and him interact, because it's like we're just in two different crowds. But when I get these one-on-ones with people, I talk to you in a way that people don't talk to you. I learn about you. I try to pick your brain, and that's how I learn how much in common I have with people. Like we all have the same thing in common. Like, so that's why I say I give everybody respect. Everything. I give everybody the same respect. I don't look at nobody like they better than me. I don't look at nobody like they're beneath me. I'm like, we all bleed. We all got that date. Mm-hmm. So it's like one of them things. It's just like, I just look more off of I just only go off people's character. If you just a snake, good. Just stay over there. Be a snake over there. Just don't be around me and all that stuff. If you're not like a big dreamer, I'm like, it's cool if you're not, but I'm like, yo, but it's going to be hard to have a conversation with me or to really have like real conversations that go in depth with anything, because it's like, oh, you just want to do this. Okay. All that. But how many, like, but you saying going to FC Kerbeck sitting there with your grandpa. I'm like, okay. So now I know Jay got that type of exposure where he feels in that car. So I know, and I already know you enough. I watch you do all this and like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, to me, it felt like you did this in a month. Everything you have. Like in here, like that's why I was like, so to me, but I was like, yo, I need to be around people like that. So when I say, yo, you think I can do this? And like I said, my new shit is like, if somebody asks me like, yo, you think I can do this? I'm gonna just turn around with why do you think you can't? And I think that's the thing y'all did with me all the time. It's not so much y'all said it. It's just like, bruh, I seen you do something even harder. So like, why didn't you do this? And like, why you were on me so much? Like, yo, when you getting back in the podcast? When you getting back because you saw me do it and all that stuff? And I'm just
and
like,
you had the desire still. Like you could tell you still wanted it.
Yeah. And then like I be saying, everything in life like recently, like for the past year, it just started being in front of me, like where I'm like, God really sitting up there. Here now, what's your excuse? Here now, what's your excuse? You saying like, yo, just come over here. It's like, now what's your excuse? It's like all that stuff, the gym memberships I have. And then like when he moved, and then now even him living up this way. So now it's like, what's your excuse now? You're not up here alone no more. Not necessarily that you're alone, but now you have somebody you grew up with. Yeah. Like now you have somebody that knows that other side of you. So now everybody's not just putting you in this box. Like you actually have a history. You actually been around some shit. Like you've seen some shit. Like it's just more like he's here now to vouch for me, and the longest person I ever been around too. So it's like that's why it's like now it's like and even him being out here now he doesn't have to deal with some of the things I had to deal with. Like really like dang bro, I'm out here alone. Ain't nobody, everybody when they all around. Even like when I would come around and all y'all around, y'all got the Bloomsbury stories. I'm like dang, like I ain't got no history. That's why I'm glad now we can talk about stuff like Houston and everything like that. Like, yo,
Vegas,
okay, like
yeah.
I forgot, because I couldn't stand it out there. I couldn't stand it.
No, my dog
He
gotta go
love
back.
it.
I gotta give you a different trip. We gotta go in the summer, man.
Nah, that's what I said. I
He
said the
gotta go in
same
the
thing
summer.
too. 'Cause
He